Give it up for yourselves real quick. This is a really good idea. I'm going to do one more dumb fucking bit and then we're going to get this show started for real. We've never had a bad comedian on this show, that's a fact. And the one bad comedian we did have quit, so pretty good batters. I want to end with this. I'm married. Anybody here married? You guys are married right here? How long have you guys been married?
2 years.
2 years. I'm at 7, but again, not at 7. You guys like being married? Yeah. That's fine. That's great. Did you have to get a ring?
No, we just got like...
Oh, this is one of those, like, not, this is like Brooklyn marriage. You guys just bought a dog and said I do. I'm married, and when I got married, I had to get a ring because, I'm a professional. And so I wanted to get a ring, so what I did was I saw these TV commercials. It was like, he went to Jared. You guys remember these commercials? He went to, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm him. Let's do it. And so I went to Jared, and I walked in, and I saw the guy, and first off, right off, that's not Jared, all right? I thought it was like a mom and pop place. It's not. It's like Denny's, Like Denny's, if your waiter isn't Denny. Like, I didn't. And I was just like, Jared! And he goes, what can I get for you? And I was like, well, I need to get an engagement ring, but I don't want to spend more than $900, right? Because it's like 3 times your monthly income, okay? And he goes, oh, I got just the thing for you. And then he goes into the back room and he comes back out and he says, put out your hand, and I do. And then he just drops the world's most beautiful diamond ring, Like, it's gorgeous. And like, I don't know shit about jewelry, but this ring is amazing. Like, it's reflecting all of the light in the room, When I look close, I can see my grandfather's face, and he died in 1991. I'm like, mother ever, this is the ring. I'll take it. How much? And then this guy looks me in the fucking face and says, $5,000. And I was like, okay, I don't know if you remember, I said I don't want to spend more than $900. Because I don't know where you're from, but back in Iowa, $900, that's a car. That's like a pretty nice, that's like a Toyota Tercel, you know what I mean? Made before 1994, but low mileage, pretty good, $5,000, fuck man. $5,000 Southwest Iowa, I get you 25 cars tonight, 25 Toyota Tercels, made before Kurt Cobain died, but still pretty good. So I look at this guy and I was like, hey, I don't want to spend $9, and he looks me in the fucking face and says, I think you're really going to want to go with this one. And I was like, all right, bud. So what I did was I went to Jared, right? And then I fucking left Jared, I walked right back out. But I stayed at my mall, and I went down the hallway all the ways, and I found this place. I don't know if you guys know about this place. You guys ever heard of this place, Claire's? You guys ever been there? Ooh, baby, that is my speed. It was great. I ended up spending $200, and they threw in a gift card. So after the wedding, my wife got her ears pierced. So I was like, fuck yeah, baby. He went to Claire's.
Guys, the energy in here is pretty fucking great. So keep it up, because I'm loving it. Thank you. Do you guys care if I share my new personal morning routine with you guys? Cool, thank you. All right, thanks. Okay. Every morning I wake up and I look myself in the mirror, then I frown and I say, every good beard starts somewhere. It's bad. It's bad. Like, and I know it's bad. I've only had one friend tell me it was good, and that guy had alopecia, so. It's bad, but like some people are nicer about it than others, and like some people are real dicks. Like my wife and I went and got our caricature drawn, and the guy drew my wife, and she looked beautiful, just like in real life. And then he drew me. Yeah, whatever. All right, get out of here. Guys, there's more to the joke. I'm not just up here to fucking sugarcoat it for my wife. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Energy was great. Energy's great. Energy's great. You got my endorsement. He drew my wife. She was beautiful. Just like in real life. And then he drew me. And he drew me with a shitty beard. And I was upset. Because he didn't actually put any facial hair on the photo. He just wrote the word shitty beard over it. I should probably shave. I'm getting older. I realize that I should start paying more attention to just like smaller things in my life, because I'm not paying attention to what I should be paying attention to. Like I went to the store to get a can of compressed air to clean my keyboard, and unknowingly walk out of the store with an air horn. I mean, sure, my keyboard still got clean, but my underwear was disgusting. Speaking of Dookie, I live in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's great. Because Brooklyn is one of the very few places where it's just as likely that I'm going to step in a pile of dog shit as it is that my dog's going to step in a pile of human shit. I like living in New York because it's magical. Like, I saw a guy playing this singing song on the subway. It's pretty cool. Until we hit a bump and he accidentally cut his leg off. Then it was super cool. Yeah. I think spider veins sound way cooler than they really are. I think sound pretty cool. Right, but they're not cool. It's just what happens as you age and your body starts to hate you. I feel like superheroes should have spider veins, right? Like, it would make sense if Peter Parker had spider veins. But I think if Spider-Man had spider veins, the comic book would be less about this young man who fights crime and more about this boy who's self-conscious about wearing shorts in public. I think one of my biggest flaws is that I try to be funny all of the time, but most of the time I'm not very funny.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, you. My wife and I, we went to Coney Island last summer, and before we went, I secretly shaved my body hair into a smiley face. I was like, she's gonna love it. And then we got to Coney Island, I took off my shirt. She did not love it. She hated it. Like, she wouldn't even walk next to me for the rest of the day. And, like, I don't know what affected me more, the fact that she didn't want to be anywhere near me, or the fact that I had to spend the rest of the day walking around Coney Island looking like a schlubby version of the theater mask, with a smile on my chest and a frown on my face.
I am so excited to be here. I got really dressed up for you guys. They say that you should dress for the job that you want, and I want to be your dad. That's my goal. I'm actually really excited to be here. This is one of the shows that I consider like a hip show. I brought my beer on stage to look cool. But I know I'm not a hip comic, and this is why. Because every comic I've ever considered hip has asked me the same two questions. They're always like, Emily, you're a teacher, right? And then I say, no. And then they say, but you have kids. And then I say, no. And then we just look at each other. It's fantastic. But I am excited to be here. I do, when I get dressed in the morning, my goal is always rude barista. But I feel like I always land somewhere that's a little closer to saddest girl at a tech startup. That's really cool. You guys can laugh. I wrote that joke. I bought this shirt. I know what we're looking at. I do. I know that most men see me and they just think, damn, that girl probably knows a lot about Teddy Roosevelt. I do, if you want to talk about it later. Yeah. First surprise of the show, you guys. I'm not gay. I'm not a lesbian. I think it'd be a really good one, though. Mostly because a lot of lesbians have said that right to my face. I'm not really sure what they're going for, but I get it. I get it. I played a lot of softball as a kid, 3 different teams. I also was always wearing my dad's flannel shirts in the 90s, and not like the other girls did then. They'd like tie them up cute with a legging. You guys know. My flannel shirts were always just tucked into my Wranglers. Because I had stuff to get done. And then I saw that movie, Air Force One. Do you guys remember that movie? Anybody? Oh, got a Ford head right up front. When Harrison Ford looks at that Russian terrorist and he just goes, "Get off my plane." Then I knew I was either straight or a patriot. I'm not a lesbian, but people have been trying to tell me that I am since I was about 15 years old. I'm not sure what it is exactly. I don't know if it's that my voice is a little bit deeper, or I think this is a great outfit, or that I own enough hammers to have a favorite one. Can't figure it out. I think it's because people forget that you can like boys stuff and also like boys stuff. Yeah, you can do both, you guys. Like when I was a kid, did you guys have to be in band? Did they make you play an instrument in school? A couple people, not the front? All right, cool. I really wanted to play the saxophone as a kid. Like I was jonesing for it. And they told me that that was a boy's instrument. And I had to play the flute. Did I forget to tell you guys I went to Infant Jesus Elementary School? That's a real place! You know what? I'm grateful though, because the other Catholic school in town was called Most Precious Blood. So I think I got the better deal. But to be fair to those nuns, you guys, I really wanted to play the saxophone because I thought Bill Clinton was cool. That's on me! We did not have the internet at my house in 1996. I don't know, it was an episode of The Simpsons. It was a different time, you guys. I also forget that joke ages worse by the hour. I should stop telling people that. Fuck. Second surprise of the night, you guys. I have a boyfriend. We've been together for 5 years. Thank you, liberal audience, for not shaming me into marriage. When I say that in front of anyone outside of New York, they just get really mad at me and they're like, you better lock it down. I'm like, okay. But New Yorkers, you guys are always just like, how did you do that? How did you get somebody to care for so long? How? Trick is we met away from here. Anyway, we are together. I don't know how to talk about him on stage though, because he's like a little sweetie pie. Like he calls Ben and Jerry's Benjamin and Gerald's. And he gets a kick out of it every time. It's a problem. Like he started listening to podcasts about comedy because I do comedy. Not my podcast, not anything I've recommended. He was just like, my girlfriend does comedy, I'm gonna listen to this podcast about comedy. Also, he holds his phone out here apparently. But on one of these podcasts, they were like, the comedians were like, people who don't do stand-up are civilians. And he was like, got it, I'm a civilian. And then I took him to a party that was only comics. Don't ask me why I did that. And one of them was just trying to be polite, and he goes, hey man, I've actually never seen you go up before. Where do you normally perform? My boyfriend just goes, oh no, I'm a pedestrian. I let him do that 4 times, you guys, because I don't deserve him.
I just recently had a flurry of activity on my dating apps. Suddenly just got a lot of messages all of a sudden, and I was trying to figure out why, it was like tumbleweed before. It was because the temperature went down, and it's big boy season, baby. That's right. The temperature drops below freezing. They want that big spoon energy. That's what they want. Yeah, 6'4", 250 pounds, and I am DT Hug. That's right. I am, it's very exciting. I feel very popular. But I just wish someone wanted me for my mind, you know what I mean? Like, just that body heat. I'm a large guy, I'm a big dude. And apparently that's the only criteria that people take into account when they try to set me up with one of their friends. Because they only set me up with someone in my own weight class, like we're boxing. Right? They never ask me what I'm into, they just try to make it sound like you guys have so much in common, you guys have the same reach. Well, it's a fair fight is what I'm saying, it'll be fair. Sexually. Yeah, I was recently, took a lady home, it was very nice, it was very sexy, and before we got down to hugging, she tells me, she's like, I just want you to know that I'm submissive, I'm a sub, I like to be dominated in bed. And I was like, oh, that's exciting, all right, this is very fun, I'm gonna roll you up in a little ball, fuck the ball, this is great. That's what that means, right? Turns out she was just lazy. That's what it was. She just was like, yeah, I'm submissive. I was like, are you trying to trick me into this like a necrophilia fetish? Because you haven't, is your heart still beating? What's happening? Not, no. It's always a hit or miss. I'm Latino also. For those of you who are having trouble guessing, figuring it out. I was on a date one time and this girl was like, let me guess. Terrible idea, never do this. Never try to guess someone's ethnicity. And then she hit me with, are you Bosnian? I was like, whoa. First of all, that's very specific, super specific. And I thought like maybe she was Bosnian and we would have had that to like bond over. No, she's just like, oh, you just look like you're from one of them war-torn countries. Thank you, that is a tough look. That is a good look to have as a henchman. I'm Latino. I'm a white Latino. We are the jack of all trades, master of none of ethnicities. The Schrodinger's cat of ethnicities. Am I a person of color? Depends on who's observing it. It's a state of both. But I'm Cuban. I'm Cuban. That's a hot topic now. Everybody's going on vacation to Cuba. I'm not a fan. I grew up in Miami in the 80s. I'm that type of Cuban. What is the one thing that everybody knows about Miami in the 80s? Yeah, cocaine. It's never not cocaine. Where's that cocaine lady from earlier? She's in. She knows. Here's the problem. My dad was in the Coast Guard in Miami in the 80s, fighting to keep cocaine off our shores. Which basically means that my dad was on the team that plays against the Harlem Globetrotters. You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters? There's a whole team that's just scripted to fail from the beginning. That was my dad. And movies and TV shows like Scarface and Miami Vice were like rubbing it in my dad's face about how bad he was at his job. Like, look at all the fun we're having. Not a Harlem Globetrotters crowd. You should go, it's delightful, full of whimsy. There's buckets of confetti and ladders, it's great. As a Latino, look, I get it that like, I grew up, I've been this big since I was 15 years old. I'm used to it. I'm not just gonna talk about how big I am the whole time, but for this next part, yeah. Are there any Latinos in here? Whoa. The power I have as the lone Latino representative. Well, look, I write some Latino jokes, some Latino, here we go. We've all been to a quinceañera, right? We've all been to one of those. We've all been to, it's, for those of you who don't know, a quinceañera is like a My Super Sweet 16, but if they sold it at the Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really tell unless you get real close, you know? The thing is that the way the Cubans do it, every different country every culture has their own little flavor of quinceañera. The way the Cubans do it is that in the middle of it, there's a choreographed dance number. There's a ballroom dance like salsa, rumba, and the girl who's turning 15 gets all her little friends together and they pair them off ballroom dancing style. And here's the thing, in ballroom dancing, the couples have to match in size. So I was getting invited to quinceañeras of people I'd never met. I became like a little legend of like, we've heard tale of a boy, 2 schools over. Big enough to make your cousin Soilita look normal. It's like, has anybody seen him? No, but there's like a blurry photograph of him like walking.
I had a beer downstairs, so I'm feeling fun, I'm feeling social, I'm feeling like I've never even peed in a jar to avoid my roommate. I hate confrontation. That's why I dress like a male graphic designer. I am a Japanese woman who just turned 30. My porn tastes are changing. I recently watched this cartoon of a giant Godzilla woman using a subway car as a dildo. Like, oh yeah, she doesn't even care about inconveniencing those people. I think if I were white for a day, all I would do for 24 hours is watch porn of my race without neurotically checking the comments for racist comments. All I would do. Alright, I have a quick impression. Hey, don't forget to have fun up there. That's me to myself before I mount a penis. You ever suck your dick very enthusiastically but only for 30 seconds? My point is, I'm single. I want a tall-ish boyfriend. I'm not a height snob. I need a wingspan. Because I can only come if they're eating pussy while reaching the boobs. I call this move the Michael Jordan, because it looks like this. I do white stuff all the time. My brother brought me back weed gummies from Denver to help me sleep. They do not help me sleep. They help me arrange all of Taylor Swift's music videos into a narrative arc. I don't know if I'm romantic or just like budgeting at this point. I know that it's fun to hook up with someone that's from a place that I can't afford to go. I'm like, a taste of Boston. I have been doing roast battles. You definitely don't have to respect me for that. But it has made me better at negging back. Like this guy on a dating app said, I see you're from Cleveland, I'm sorry. And I said, oh, I see you're from Arizona. I heard they had the highest rape rate, but I'm sure it's dropped since you left. You can use that, they just made it up. When guys actually harass me, this is what I say. Hey, you don't get to make me feel bad. I make me feel bad. I used to be bulimic, you noob. I have Googled the calories in cinnamon. Fucking amateur. I still want to be thin. I want to be like the third rail in the subway. Thin and the focus of a million New Yorkers' fantasies. Depression is fun, just once you get into it, you know? One time my coworker said he lifts weights so that he won't murder people. And I was like, oh, I exercise so that I won't kill myself. So if we both stop, the race is on. I don't know if I want kids. Sometimes when people pressure me to have kids, I say I definitely want kids because I like how high maintenance dogs are, but I also like how ungrateful cats are. Roasted kids. I heard someone say that they're going to circumcise their sons so that their penises won't scare women. Foreskin is not the reason we're scared of dicks. Oh no, this thing raping me has a little scarf on it. Oh no. We love scarves. We hate rape. Some women enjoy simulated rape, which is very confusing to men who must not also understand why roller coasters are fun. One time I pushed a guy off the cliff, but he was asking for it, okay? If you don't like heights, don't wear aviator sunglasses. I get confused. What else sucks? It's not fair that in some states women have to get this mandatory abortion counseling where it's very intense. They try to scare them out of it with these bullshit studies like, did you know abortions cause PTSD in some mice that we also tried to drown? I think if I had to do that, I would bring my own bullshit materials. I'm not attacking straight white men right now, but when they bomb, it's in a very specific way. I saw this guy recently with punchlines like, why don't women want my man milk? It was very tense. Just dead silence. And so I would record like an hour of this, and I would make my abortion counselor listen to it. I would make direct eye contact. And I would say, this is the father.
Rowdy animals! I'm looking at my man in the front, it looks like Toucan Sam when he finds the Fruit Loop. You know what I'm talking about? No, that's the happiest Toucan Sam gets! Okay, alright, that's enough of that. Folks, I'll tell you this, I have to stop reading the news lately because it's bumming me out. I was reading there's so many drugs in the water supply in South America that all the eels are on cocaine. Can you even imagine that? Just an entire river of eels, all planning to start a restaurant together. You gotta open political, and that's what that eel joke does for me, you know what I'm saying? It's a very sensitive time politically right now. I think it's a bad time to give anyone an award. if you can avoid it. I remember last year Time Magazine was having a hard time picking their Person of the Year award. Hey, maybe just don't do that this year. Maybe this year try like a fruit more people could enjoy. Time Magazine's Person of the Year is this mango who's never molested anyone. Yeah, that's a good person. Oh, sick. Here's a bit about me. I don't really get along with the police historically very well. I think because my voice sounds like this all the time. My voice sounds like I'm sneaking all the time. It doesn't matter what I say. It comes out very sarcastic. It could be anything. Here, ask me if there are any drugs in my car.
Any drugs in your car?
No! This is a true story. One time I was crossing the Canadian border with some friends and they got like a security checkpoint thing, you know, borders, and so they check our car and the guard comes up to us and she goes, "You guys are good to go." And then I said, "Thank you." And then she double checked our car. That's a real thing that happened to me. I don't even know how to explain like your thought process for that. You'd have to be like, "Oh, they said they're going skiing." But if they're going skiing, how come he's such a loud bitch? The cops in New York are like extra intense. Like sometimes you'll see them in the street with an assault rifle. I like to assume when it's like their birthday. They always look so happy they got the big one. You can see them, they're just there. They're like, "Oh yeah! I'm the part of the army that protects McDonald's!" I love it too, because now I get to spend all my time wondering how they pick who gets the big one. I like to assume it happens the same way Cap'n Crunch made Oops All Berries. Like it's just a fun accident that happens. Like one day it's just like, "Whoa, due to a crazy mix-up at the gun lab, Officer Dan can neutralize a helicopter." Enjoy your terrifying walk to Dunkin' Donuts. New York's a very specific place. It's one of the only places I've been where we have like a lot of like woke businesses. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these. They're like, you know that like a woke person is a person with progressive values? It's that, but it's like The Gap. It's like we're very forward thinking, and you can buy shirts here. It's very confusing. I went into an independent music store with my wife like a month ago. They had a sign on the front that said, "Racist, sexist, homophobes, not welcome." And I support everything on that sign, but I can't imagine who is turning around from the independent music store. Just a hateful, ignorant man walking down the street like, "Oh man, what? I guess I'm not buying maracas from my bitch Mexican wife." Come on, honey, we're going to Guitar Center where they let me say slurs. This is sponsored by Guitar Center. Thank you so much. Bing. Okay. Oh, this other thing I'm doing. I'm always fucking jacking off all the time. You guys heard about this? I was just like fucking jacking off. I can't help it. Sometimes I'll feel so good when I'm jacking off. I feel a bit like Toucan Sam when he finds the Fruit Loop. That's how I feel. I like porn. I think I have a few notes on porn. I don't like the one thing that porn does where they try to sell me on the concept of 18-year-olds. I've met 18-year-olds. They're very annoying. It's like, it's too late to sell me on 18-year-olds. Every person in porn is supposed to be 18 years old. They never sound 18. They do interviews all the time. They're never like, "I'm Sandra. I'm 18. I took a quiz on Facebook and said I'm a Hufflepuff. Hashtag squad goals. Me and these 5 men." The other thing I don't like that porn does sometimes is they'll like exaggerate the titles. I saw this video the other week. It was called like "Hot Broad Nails Sexy Stud," and then I was looking at it and I was like, is it? Oh no, it was Lucky Stud. Let's get the title right. This is important. Lucky Stud Nails Hot Broad. I believe that's what it was, and I don't think it's lucky if he works there, is my point. He had to punch a clock before nailing that hot broad. I don't think that's realistic. You would never be like, "Look at this lucky clown going to the circus." And nailing 2 hot broads?
I bought my first dress as an adult like 2 years ago. You can clap for that because that was a huge accomplishment. Yeah. Thank you. I have not yet worn that dress because no one told me you had to buy shoes to wear with the dress. And that shirt, that dress is like 4 seasons old now because it was on a clearance rack. So like, I don't even know, can I ever wear that, ladies?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounded like a, well, she did it already. Very supportive, I appreciate it. It's hard though, because like being a young girl, like you need a mom, and my mom wasn't really that for me. So like, let me ask you, like anyone, any lady, what did you guys call your period growing up? Wow. Wow, anybody else? Wow, bold. I didn't know what to do when I got mine, so my grandmother came up with the code word library card. It was good, because like she preferred that I'd say like, oh, I got my library card and there's blood everywhere, as opposed to saying I had my period. Every guy in here is grossed out. It's something my body does along with all the other bad things. I don't know what to tell you, okay? I told you it was failing in the beginning. So fun! Right? Oh man. My grandmother's cool though. She is, she's like a little, she's like special. I don't know if you guys have a grandma like this, but like my grandmother, like, she wants to die. Anyone? No? Like, I know this because, like, for the past 11 years in between dinner and dessert, like, every time we're together, she'll stand up, and she can barely stand. It's, like, really sad, and it takes a while. And when she finally does, she goes, I just want you guys to know I'm ready to die. And at first, you know, it was Christmas. We're like, no, Grandma, we don't want you to die. That was 11 years ago. Now it's like, commit already, right? Like, what are you doing? Oh my God. Last time I visited her, she made me take her to see her friend in a nursing home who did not know who she was, which, if you've never done it, don't. It's not fun. And then the whole ride home, she told me that she has worked out her suicide plan. Who's got grandparents with suicide plans? Super. Very relatable content here. Yeah, but she like, so she's got her suicide plan, but it's like a 1 of 3 options thing. Like if this fails, I'll do this. If this, she's like thought it through. I respect her for that. Okay. Her first thing is that she's going to stop taking all of her medication, which is for blood pressure. She will not die. If anyone didn't get that, she's not going to die. Her second thing is that she's going to just overdose on all her medicine. Still blood pressure. It's not good. Her third thing, though, is very creative. It is a shotgun blast to the face. Oh my God. That's so fun. I don't even have a tag, though. That's just so good. She can barely stand. Like, I would love to be in the room with her trying, you know? That got super dark, but she made me say library card for like 14 years. So, I mean, we can all agree she kind of deserves it at this point, right? No? All right. Good. Good. That's enough about death. Let's talk about life. Gideon has a kid. Good for him. Right? Give it up for him. Yeah, you guys know like these gender reveal parties? They're like the shit now or something, right? You guys been to any of these? What's the most creative one you guys have been to? What'd you do? You cut a cake. Wow. Anybody else? All right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Like we did like a gender reveal in my life, but it was like way before they were like a thing, you know. I'll clue you in. So it was my high school graduation, all right, and even my dad came out of the woodwork to celebrate no child support. Everyone was there, so proud. And long story short, actually, okay, so my dad made my grandma cry, so my grandmother told me I had a sister. Yeah, it's so fun, right? It's not really a gender reveal, it's like a revenge reveal, but I'm claiming it. I'm taking it. Who else do you know that got a sister for their high school graduation? That's what I thought. We don't talk now. Super fun. Oh man, before I get out of here, you guys are so fun. I feel like, are you guys on dates tonight?
Yeah!
Wow. Everyone in the front row is uncomfortable. Super. Love it. It's so great. I'm not good at like one night stands if that's what you're doing tonight. Anybody else? Anybody good at that? I heard like 2 guys make really uncomfortable noises. Those are some lucky ladies. I'm not good at one-night stands. Like, I was with this guy once, and I made the mistake of complimenting artwork on his wall. You guys ever do that? It's a nightmare, right? You've done this? Oh. I was like, oh my god, that's really nice artwork on your wall. And he's like, oh, you don't fuck a lot of guys with artwork on their wall? I was like, actually, I don't fuck a lot of guys that have places that have walls. Oh, it's so fun. You see a lot of Picassos in the back of a 97 Corolla. Oh man, that's not my fault because I take the bus.
My current wife recently asked me if I thought she had resting bitch face. I said no. I said, I'm a smart boy. I said, do you know who does have resting bitch face? And she said, who? And I said, your mother. We laughed. But I laughed much harder. Because she looked exactly like her mother.
You know, I like doing shrooms and going out to bars and stuff. You know, like people like to go to parks and museums, but you know, if you do enough mushrooms, everything is a museum. It all is. It's a beautiful exhibit called reality. You know, I like getting going to bars because you'd be like a drunk asshole, but you also get the shrooms enlightenment at the same time, which is like a fun combination. Like the last time I did it, I knocked over this girl's drink, but I was at peace with it. I was like, world one, lady, my bad. Money's not real, you know? If you really think about it, we knocked over our drink, actually. It's kind of beautiful. It's so sick. If you haven't done shrooms, this is what they're like. I jerked off on mushrooms once, and that was the best sex I've ever had in my life. Alright, I got this theory, okay? I don't think psychedelic drugs are as extreme as people think they are, and this is why. Because in the 50s and 60s, when people first started doing them, society was super conservative and repressed, so people took that shit, they freaked out, they went and danced naked in a puddle somewhere, like kicked their Republican dad in the nuts, and then everyone's like, you gotta stop doing those. But now you can't have the same level of realization because we're more progressive as a society. You know what I'm saying? Like my big acid epiphany was you can wear a hoodie with just nothing under it. And that's like super fucking comfortable. And it's like, yeah, no shit, gay people. Like, well, my dad already told me that. You know, I didn't need to get that illuminated. My parents, they don't know that I've done mushrooms, but they've seen a lot of pictures of me on mushrooms, and they love those pictures. So, like, you look so happy. I'm like, yeah, a dinosaur was taking my photo right there, Dad. Some people do take psychedelics super seriously. Like the writer Aldous Huxley, he wrote Brave New World. As he was dying, he had his wife inject LSD into his IV, so he tripped on the way out. Or just like, talk about a dude who's easily bored. That's like, holy shit, man, you're dying. Just do that, you know? Like, this dude is facing the greatest, scariest mystery any of us will ever face, and was like, is it gonna be sick, though? Is it fucking tight as hell when I die? It's like, yeah, man, you're gonna die, dude. Just do that, you know? I don't know. It's talking about how dating's political. I feel like everything's political. You ever notice how now there's commercials for Democrats and for Republicans, and it's like super obvious? Like, here's the algorithm for a commercial for Democrats. It's like woke platitude followed by like just an illogical leap into the product. So it'll be like, we don't care who you are, who you love, or what you believe, and that's why we're offering 0% APR for 36 months. You got nothing to do with it, man. You just... And then the equation for a commercial for Republicans is one soldier in the commercial, and that's all. You just soldier eating bean dip or renting a car or something, you know. The classic one that really makes Republicans bust nuts is the soldier coming home from war video, you know. Isn't it interesting how typically like the people who are most into the soldier coming home videos are also the most pro-war? What's up with that? You know? It's like, do you guys want them here or not? There's a war going on inside you where you want those dudes, you know? You ever notice how now you can't tell the difference between a Call of Duty commercial and an actual army commercial? How fucked up is that? It's just like a dude running through the desert shooting, or like Jet doing a barrel roll, and it's like, new guns, epic battles, and the best graphics ever because it's Syria. Join the army. That's for Call of Duty. What the hell? You guys ever think about how if Donald Trump doesn't start a war that kills 500,000 people, he'll be a way better president than George Bush? Isn't that crazy? People like we miss George Bush. It's like, do we miss George Bush? You know? Here's the thing about George Bush. If it wasn't for 9/11, the war in Iraq, torturing prisoners, Hurricane Katrina, the collapse of the auto industry, and the financial crisis, he's like a fun, goofy guy. You know? Fell off the Segway, remember that? Choked on a pretzel. It's just like all this stuff that happened was bad. But he's alright. Now he paints. He's like a good artist. You guys know that? The guy who started the Iraq War is a super good artist, honestly. I'm a chill, anxious guy. Anyone else living in this relaxed hell? Fucking weird, you know? I'm like an ice cube on a frying pan. It's just like, I don't know what I am. Like, everyone I know is like, dude, you're so calm and chill, but I'm telling you, I'm up late at night just like, is it all good? I say it a lot, but I don't know if I mean it. You know what helps me calm down? Freaking sports talk radio, man. That's the only shit that makes me feel okay. I love how into sports announcers are, you know? Dude, football's coming back. There's this guy, Chris Collinsworth, he's this football announcer, and he was talking about the center position, and he was like, the center is the quarterback of the offensive line. This dude is so into football, he can't even talk about football without referencing other football. That's his own, you know, that's how he talks about everything. Like, you know, Israel-Palestine, that's a real Patriots-Bills situation over there. I want to make a Black Mirror episode where Chris Collinsworth wakes up and there's no football. He's just lost. He just doesn't know what to do with himself at all. Every time I see a picture of an old person on Instagram, I feel the same way I do when I see a dog in a movie. I was like, they have no idea they're on there. Right? We know. They have no idea. Social media is kind of a bummer, huh? You ever think about how, like, it's not Facebook you hate, it's your friends? That's what it is, right? Like, that's who it is, you know? That's who's putting all this stuff there. The other day I was surfing my newsfeed, I was like, man, Facebook sucks. I was like, actually, Steve from high school sucks. That's who sucks. I thought Mark Zuckerberg is this perfect supervillain. He was like this guy that no one liked, and then he made this thing that made us all not like each other. It's like, you won, dude. You freaking got us, man. If I knew Mark Zuckerberg, I'd be like, this guy's a loser, but now I hate my own mom, so...
I went camping earlier this year because know your enemies. You gotta see what they're up to. You know, gotta prepare yourself for whatever the fuck's going on next. You know what I mean? You gotta go out there and do some research, learn how to shoot a longbow or some shit. You know what I mean? Go out there and prepare yourself for doomsday. Went out there with two whites. And, oh, like you don't say the blacks when you're at home. Whatever. Yeah, I was out there with some honkies. It was a good time. I want to bring back honkies so bad. I feel like I'm going to try it for like a week and see if people get mad. If they do, I'm going to keep doing it. Oh! Yeah, man, and white folks is out there eating brats and doing mushrooms. It was not what I thought camping was supposed to be. I was like, so we ain't going to shoot shit? What's going on? This is fucking boring, dude. Yeah, but I like, I did acid recently though. That's the, I mean, yeah, anybody, black ladies, y'all done acid before? She looked at you and you over here like, no. Who's lying? I think out of all the races in this world, black people should be the only ones doing like psychedelics. You know what I mean? Like, give us a chance to take a trip. You know what I mean? I don't want to be here. I don't like seeing life the way it is. I'm good on taking a trip. You know what I mean? Like, do some drugs and just go somewhere. You know what I mean? Get wavy. You know what I'm saying? White folks are always trying to escape. Like, what's wrong? Why y'all always trying to leave us? Y'all, you good. Why y'all trying to take all the fucking fun drugs too? It's fucking crazy. Acid's dope, man. Acid just kind of makes you lay down and shit and look at clouds. That's what I do, at least. You ever watch clouds form? Anybody just, you ain't watched clouds form? Oh my God. Take some acid, girl. There's some bomb shit going on up there. It's like, I'm about to go watch this ballet in the sky. This shit is, yo, that cloud for sure went to Juilliard. Look at it. Jeez. That was me in the park this summer, just pointing at clouds like a fucking idiot. It was so freeing. I loved it. It was so fun. So I guess it's no surprise to anybody here that I fuck white dudes. Okay. I'm not proud of it. Yeah, she's like, thank you, sis. She's like, it's all right. I know, it's great. It is hard though, liking the pink dick. It is a struggle. It's a conflict all the time, you know. It's just borderline angry every day, you know. You're just waking up every morning like, oh yeah, I hate white people. Well, not you, Chad. Not you, though. You're one of the good ones, huh? You're an ally. They like that word. Chad never asked to touch my hair. He's a good dude. I love it. Don't touch it. Don't fucking touch our hair. Don't ask. Not even during anything. Not even if I'm sucking your dick. You better not. That's rude anyways. Like, don't touch my head at all. What are you? All right, anyways. So rude. I know what I'm doing, okay? You don't have to fucking... Just do one of these while I'm down there. Just keep your hands where I can see them. You're under arrest. Okay. So stupid. No, man, I do like the pink dick. It's weird. What, y'all? Pink dick, is that a new term y'all ain't heard before? Pink dicks? Who's heard it? Have you heard it, Nebraska? He's like, yes, I love it. Big pink is what I call mine. Big pink. Oh my god. Okay. I don't want you guys to think that I'm only fucking white dudes, but in terms of STDs, I gotta say, black dude gave me chlamydia. White dude gave me 6 orgasms in 1 session. All I'm saying. I'm just saying. Because he tries hard. They trying hard now, ladies. See? That's what happens when everybody figures out y'all ain't shit. And then y'all gotta work hard. I think it's great. I am reaping the benefits of white men not being cool anymore. Okay? I love it. I'm dating a white dude right now, and it's been great. We have a lot of conversations about race. And one time he was drunk and just started crying, and I was like, my dick is hard. I was so turned on at white man tears. I loved it. I was like, why are you fucking crying? It was crazy. If you can date a white dude, make him cry. It's the best shit ever. It's the best aphrodisiac for sure. Do you cry, sir? Oh, he said, oh yes. I want to make you cry though. That's different. I want to, No, man, I feel powerful when I fuck white dudes. That's why I fuck with them, you know, because I make them do stuff. You see, white men try really hard in bed because they're inadequate. And, confirmation. I like that joke because when women are on dates with white men and they laugh really hard and the white man's looking at her like, bitch, I'll kill you. I love that. Because he might, you know what I mean? That's the scary part.
This is great. Hey, is my nose bleeding? Okay, if my nose starts bleeding, let me know, okay? I can't get blood on another hoodie. God, you guys, seriously, you guys are great. We got a couple comments left. How are we feeling? We feeling good about comedy? Very good. Very good. Thank you guys so much for coming here. One thing that's great about being in New York City is this is where all the best comics from everywhere come to, right? They all move here, you know, stuff like that. Coming up next, he's a fantastic comedian. I met him in the spring. He was living in Seattle, Washington, and now he lives here, and so it's so great because it's somebody you meet somewhere else, and you're like, oh fuck, now you're here, and you're competition! Before I was like, I just like this guy, but now I'm like, I gotta keep an eye on this guy. But he's so funny that it doesn't matter. You guys are gonna absolutely love him, and I regret pretty much everything I said a second ago, because sometimes you just talk, and you're like, it'll work out, and then it doesn't. My nose bleeding? Okay. Hey, everybody give it up for Nora. I don't know, that's it. You guys are so good at being an audience. I love it. Okay, he's fantastic. What the fuck? Oh. Ta-da! Yeah! I'm a magician now! I just made that shitty riff disappear! Okay, cool. Well, yeah, apparently there's a fucking cat involved now. None of us saw that coming, yeah. I gotta breathe. Okay. All right, we're gonna okay. There might be a cat behind us, but we're gonna... Coming up next, he's a fantastic stand-up comedian. You guys might have heard on NPR. Everybody, please put your hands together, go crazy for our friend wilfred-padua.
Okay. You know, I was complaining in my brain about how long that intro's taking. And then that cat came on here. And I was like, thank God I didn't deal with that. Yeah. Hey, you guys, how you guys doing? Okay, about 7 of you are good. What are you doing? Hey, what's up? I'm right here. I'm the only human on stage. Oh. Where are you going? Buddy, you're the best part of my set. You might have to leave because I have to tell jokes and no one's fucking paying attention to me. Here. Oh. Can you guys start my time over? This doesn't count. There's no way. You're gonna put it in the back. This is... You just hear Patrick like stomping. Like, what happened? We like that guy. I swear to they're gonna put chloroform on that guy. Is everything okay? You guys fine?
You want me to start over?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know about the cat, but when I got here tonight, I used the bathroom in the back room, and I was like, weird, there's a cat kennel in here, that's interesting. Door's wide open, huh? Okay, everybody. I need you guys to really go nuts on this one. This is a good one, okay? You guys, you've already had, this is like when I handed out the beers, but you hadn't seen me do comedy yet, but there was like some, you know. You guys already kind of, you're ready? Okay. Coming up next, he's a fantastic stand-up comedian. You guys are going to absolutely love him. You've heard him on NPR. Please go crazy for our friend, wilfred-padua!
I've never had that happen to me before. Okay. How do you tell jokes after that? That was great. That was way better. Okay. I guess I'll just start telling you this. I just got back into New York because I was hanging out with my family in Seattle. And fuck, it's, I don't know, Seattle sucks. But I was with my parents. My parents are immigrants. And for a while they were illegal immigrants. And strict at the same time. And I don't know how I let them get away with that, honestly. Because they'd be like, Wilfred, hey, you're in trouble. You didn't make your bed. I should have been like, no, you're in trouble. I'm an American. I'm supposed to be here. But, you know, they give you attitude. You can't just deport them back to the Philippines every time, even though I wanted to. Because the Philippines is nuts. It is. Because you guys know this, that they still do crucifixions in the Philippines? Does anyone know that? It's a tradition that they do every year on Good Friday. Like 10 to 15 people volunteer to be nailed to a cross. Yeah, right? So I recently looked up some info about this stuff. There's 2 things that I learned. The first is that the Catholic Church is totally against it. Because they're like, why didn't we think of that first? That's brilliant. That's so on brand. The second thing I learned is that there's a dude who's been crucified 29 years in a row. Have you heard of that? Yeah, he's an artist in the Philippines. Every year he volunteers to be crucified. And I read the article about that guy and I was like, oh, I get why the Catholic Church is against it. It's because that dude makes Jesus look like a little bitch, doesn't he? Like, come on, you're not going to make it through your first one, my guy? Really? Filipinos getting crucified against brunch afterwards. There's nothing to this. I kind of want that cat to come back out here. I've been single for a lot longer than I thought I was going to be. And it's just tough. It is. Because, I don't know, have any of you guys ever been single and Asian at the same time. So it's not easy. Like I can't juggle the two. Like no one's trying to fuck an Asian dude. That's what I figured out over the last 2 years. No one's trying to fuck an Asian, and you should give it a shot some night. Try it out. And it's because we're not regarded as beautiful people. That's why. Like, have you ever had sex with a gorgeous person that just didn't try? Like they're too pretty to show effort, like at anything in their life? That's not me. I'm all effort, baby. For real, I fuck like I'm representing my country. I put in effort. I do. Like we all know this. Everyone knows that, going down on a lady, that takes more time than you want it to, That's understood. But hey, if you're dedicated to the end like I am, here's a little page from my playbook, which is that when you go down there, you take a podcast with you. That shit takes a while. You might as well listen to a podcast before you're down there, right? Like learn about the economy or whatever. Because that's quite the journey. You go down there and then you come back looking like Castaway. For what? For what? One orgasm? That's a bad ROI. Yeah. Oh, and if you don't know what ROI means, man, you gotta listen to these podcasts. Get some pussy and you get woke like this. Yeah. I don't know. I used to be a middle school teacher, which is stupid. Yeah. This one time, these kids, so we were talking about gay marriage in my class, and this kid raised his hand. He's like, look, I don't think gay people should get married. Because I live next door to this gay couple. I see them walking around holding hands, and that's just gross. That's disgusting. I was like, man, this kid is going to be so bummed out when he finds out what those dudes are doing inside their house. Like, fucking relax. It gets kind of wild in there, And I don't know what came over me, but we were having this conversation, right? And I decided I'd try this thing out where I told him, I tried this experiment where I said, I pretended like I was gay, Because I think it's important that you at least know someone who's gay, like have a gay person in your life before you make a decision about like what's right or wrong for gay people, So I told them, I was like, kids, I'm gay. And they're like, yeah, we already knew that. It's not news to us. Yeah. I do think it's unfortunate that I'm not gay, because like, you guys see what I look like, right? I'd be pretty good at being gay. I'd be successful. Are you not seeing this? I'd be good. I know I'd be good at being gay because a lot of gay dudes and bullies told me I'd be good at being gay. So like I think about it this way, like me not being gay, it's kind of like when you see a tall dude and you're like, hey man, do you play basketball? And he's like, no, I don't play basketball. And you're like, you should play basketball. I was like, but I don't want to play basketball. But have you tried it? Because you'd be good at it. And he's like, no, I haven't tried it. Because there's a part of me that's like kind of afraid that I might like playing basketball, Just not ready for that section of my life. That was a really smart joke and some of you didn't laugh. And, blaming that on you, I got a master's degree, you know that? I took a master's degree to write that joke. Also a bunch of friends' tags.
Yeah, we did it! Jackknife Comedy 55. Thank you guys. You guys have fun? Yeah. The time, the goddamn time, that's great. Now here's the deal. This is gonna be fast because there's another show starting in just a couple minutes, and if you guys want, you guys can file out. I don't know, stick around, whatever. You guys get it. I think if you get in this show, you can stay to the next one. It's a great show. It's called Moist. It's fantastic. If you want to take off, just take off so more people can come in. Here's the thing. You guys paid good money to get in here. Some of you snuck in like little fucking scavengers and shit like that, which I understand, but I respect, but I don't like. We pay over comedians. We do all the work ourselves. Nobody makes money at this fucking thing. But here's the bucket. If you guys want, you can throw extra money in this thing. If you want to put a 5, a 10, a 1, whatever you want to do, 50 cents, we'll take that. Yeah, if you want to put 30, I'm just going to pass this around, so you guys just do that real quick. And you guys don't have to. Don't feel obligated to. But if you do want to give us $35,000, give it directly to me. Do not tell Gideon. Just give it right to my hand. Okay, I thought they'd get a laugh, but yeah. You guys feeling good? There's comedy shows. Our next show, we do this every month, the first Saturday of every month. Our next show is February 2nd. We got another fucking fantastic lineup, great comics and stuff like that. What do you got? Is that we got to do banter here? We always forget to write something. You give it one more time. Clap for his kid. That's insanity to me. He's got a baby, a little fucking thing that I get to look at. It's insane. And when he had the baby, when it was in the hospital, it was like right there, and they were like, "Hey Patrick, do you wanna like hold the baby?" And I was like, "I don't wanna hold the baby, you know, I'll fuck it up, you know." And yeah, this guy gets it. But I didn't wanna hold the baby, but I did. What I did was I leaned in real close to the little guy, little day-old baby. I lean in. And I just get real quiet, and I just fucking told him all about 9/11, you know? Because you never get to tell anybody for the first time, and that was exhilarating, you know? I just told him the whole fucking story. He knew about the shadows and Tower 7 and stuff. Like, yeah, you are a real New Yorker, motherfucker. You get it, you know? And then what's cool is because it's a baby, he doesn't remember shit, you know? Every time I see this kid, I just go in there and tell him about 9/11 again, you know? It's great. I'm gonna save the whole Pennsylvania thing until he's... That's cool.
He's been asking about the Kennedy assassination.
Hey, how was that show you went to? Pretty good. At the end, they spiraled and talked about 9/11, so pretty good. Nobody steal from the bucket, by the way. I didn't think about that. Where's it at? You guys are doing it, boy. We can make this happen. What do you want to do?
I used all my good stuff at the top.
Yeah. You guys are fantastic. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, Jackknife Comedy, spelled just J-A-C over on this thing. Follow us on Twitter. We do the show all the time. We always have great comics like that. Give it up one time for all the comics you find. Here, Wilfred, Lauren. It's not a good move. You don't do that. You don't start listing them all. They're like your kids, you know. Who cares? But it was great. It was fantastic. Like I said, there's another show starting in here in just a couple minutes. It's called Moist. Abby runs it. It's fantastic. You guys are gonna love it. Here it is. Oh, we did it. What if there's nothing in there? What if there's... there's not. Oh, that'd be good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Thanks, man.
You got money still in your hand, buddy. I noticed that. Okay.
It's pretty good.
You're literally the dude who said, "I'm giving up weed this year." You are fucking tore up from the floor up, dude. Okay, thank you so much. The next show starts in just a minute. If you want to stay, you can stick around. If not, just head out to the bar downstairs or something like that, or just let the new show come in. You guys get it?
Yeah.